Alright, the next part to this video, and the time blocking should solve most of this already, but a lot of people ask me, hey, so you can't really focus, or you do things halfway, you know you need to do it, but like you end up being distracted or whatever. So in this next video, I'm going to teach you how to actually focus and quiet your mind. So after you've done the time blocking, which is the most important thing, you need to obviously remove any distractions, right? Whether that's small things like audio distractions, you're having your phone out there. So obviously throw phone, if you can't like you live without it, throw it out, noise cancelling headphones on. If you need to, move like a different part, move somewhere else. Like some of you stay with your parents. I would advise you to move out or at least set some time with them where they can't contact you. Because you want to, if you to do deep work, you need to be uninterrupted, right? So you need to remove anything that will stop you from your flow. Pretty simple one, but a lot of you guys don't really do this for some reason. Set your Discord to D&D as well. Just make sure that there's nothing coming in except what you're doing. Easy one, right? Okay, the next one is a dopamine detox, and a lot of you guys might have heard it already, but the reason why you can't focus is because what you're currently doing, the task at hand, is boring to you. If, for example, you were a monk up in the forest, right? All you did was just meditate or some shit. I'm pretty sure if like I give you a computer to work, that's gonna be the most interesting thing you're gonna do. But if let's say every day you're playing video games, you're going out partying, work is gonna be the least interesting part of your day. You'll be less likely to be interested in doing it, right? So I would recommend for a lot of things, it's better to go cold turkey. Even for video games, right? If you play, let's say, an hour a day, that's still like people say moderation, bro. That still makes it like the most interesting part of your day. Everything else besides that is gonna be less interesting. So if you want to, should have just go cold turkey in whatever you're doing. That's what I did, stop partying, stop playing video games in general. That's how I managed to really like get shit done eventually. So guys, that some tips regarding that, social media as well. Delete all the social media that's not related to business. For me, I only use Twitter now. Obviously, I met all of you guys through Twitter. No Instagram if you're not using it for business. And TikTok if you're not using it for business as well. Not unnecessary. Um, Grayscale phone. So I don't think you guys can see, but everything on my phone is on grayscale. So it makes everything less interesting. That's the main part of it, right? So if you see my apps are like, if you can see, it's like gray out. And it actually does help because it makes everything less interesting. Like I said, you need to make everything less interesting. So work is the most important thing. It's how you make it interesting and how you can get to focus on it. So grayscale phones, what I use, social media, even for some timers as well, even on Twitter, um, TikTok, etc. I just set a timer for myself so I don't get too distracted on it because doom scrolling is real. I even like the best people can get out of it. So same thing with me. I had to set a timer for it. So that's the main thing. Next one is easy hack, right? Cold showers. People say gimmicky. It does work. Why? When you do a cold shower, it sucks. And when you make something suck, everything else you do becomes more interesting, right? Which is what this whole concept. So if you can't focus, just do a cold shower. It will suck. Get back to your work. You find that it becomes more interesting because it's not as sucky as what you just did. Okay, that's what you do when you really can't focus. And that's two steps, right? A lot of you guys need to learn how to do nothing. And what I mean by that, sometimes you have some like free time in between calls or work or whatever it is. And a lot of you guys just end up scrolling your phone and whatever, which from what you guys have learned, hopefully, it makes work less interesting. Sometimes you need to learn how to do absolutely nothing. When you're free, just like don't do anything. If you can sit in solitude for yourself for like 5 minutes, suddenly you figure out, hey, you know what? Maybe I do have things I need to do. Oh, I need to do the laundry. I need to message this person for whatever reason. And all of you guys get put off from that because you guys don't know how to do nothing. You guys end up doom scrolling or do some random task or chat with people on Discord, right? I know a lot of you guys spend too much time doing that. And that's part of meditating as well. And a lot of these, like you've seen like all those gurus recommend the tips as well. These are the only ones I've tried that has actually been beneficial. And meditating helps you focus a lot, right? For example, if you ever been um, let me get like diving, for example, you only breathe through your mouth, right? And that's you have to focus on it. And same thing when you go to meditate, you focus on your breath. Only focus on one thing. And the point of it is that you force yourself to focus on one thing, and when you drift further away from it, you go back, divert your focus back. So how it works is this. For me, how I like to do it, I'll just close my eyes, breathe in, focus on how it feels when it goes in my nose and out. Feels gimmicky, but same thing for work, right? Imagine when you work and you just started thinking of a lot of random ass things, right? Oh, I need to message this person, whatever. How can you divert your focus back to the task you're currently doing? And that is a skill. Focus itself is a skill. Which is why meditation is not just for health benefits or whatever. It will help you focus on the task at hand. So if you learn how to do nothing, how to meditate, eventually you'll get better at focusing. When you start doing work, you won't think of random ass things because it is a skill. And another tip to help with that, sometimes you just have too much things you think of. Just why journaling comes in. So some people, they like to journal at the start of the day to get rid of all their random ass thoughts. So let's say you try to meditate, and then just journal whatever you have in your mind. Get those thoughts out of your head. Start with a clear mind. You've quieted your mind now. Now when you go into focus at the task on hand, you can actually give it your all. That's what I would do. And these tips, very, very simple, you might say, but has been very, very helpful for me to be more productive in general. And it will help you really focus and get into that deep flow state. Much easier, much faster, and you get a lot more done. Pair that with time blocking, and your productivity will be crazy.